Welcome back, Bobcats, to the Battle of the Bricks here in Scrapes 001. And as always, I am joined with...
Of course, you know, Will, I'm here for every single game. Pleasure to be with you guys again. And it's hateful to say it, but this is the last one. The last regular season game, and it has to be against our greatest rival in practically everything imaginable, Miami University. I mean, the Red Hawks come in today at 5-3. Bobcats come in 7-2. It's going to be a good game. That's all I can say outright. Close matchup, close record, and there's obviously a sense of bad blood between these two teams. And you already know, I mean, if you guys remember the Central Michigan game last week where we didn't even throw any, like, funny comps, we didn't even try and be silly. We just straight up rolled them over. I think we can expect something similar tonight.
Yeah, I know. Battling Miami is always, it's always a fun time. Our Bobcats are always super excited to do it. So I know that the team's pumped for this game, which, you and I have talked about it all the time. It's so much fun to see these guys having fun in their competitive games. And as the team starts to get ready, I mean, so you're expecting, Miami not to look so good tonight against the Bobcats? I'm expecting, I think they'll kick back a little bit. I know that, they want this win just as much as the Bobcats do, but I think our Bobcats are definitely more equipped.
I absolutely believe they are. You're right in that regard. But I'm looking at it in the sense that both teams are fired up, but I think OU, with the talent that they have, they're just going to have that emotional edge over them. Especially because, I'm not sure if you know this, we're playing on a pretty new patch. Luckily, not too many changes have been made. I do know that, you guys know Big Whoop, Wu Yang Mastermind. His character got nerfed just a little bit, which... You got to remember, Wu Yang is probably top 1, top 2 in this game, depending on who you ask. Probably out of all characters, not just supports. So it's definitely going to be a little bit of a hit to him. But when it comes to patches, the Bobcats have always worked around them. And I don't think it'll be too much, but as long as they stick to what they know, it'll be a pretty good game.
Yeah, they were just screaming not too long ago, and spirits seem to be running really high. Their coach really hyping them up. They seem to be all chatting, talking. As you can see, yep. They're coming back in, getting all excited. Big Whoop, always emote farming with the legendary LeBron James, and I wonder what kind of antics they're going to get up to tonight against Miami. I'm super excited to see. Just a little bit of house cleaning before we get it. Rocket League tomorrow, also last stream of the regular season, so come and check that out. Same time, same place for tonight's broadcast. And then also Friday, the arena is going to be closed. Fully closed. No one is allowed in because OU shuts down for Halloween, so we are going to be shut down, and we will be back in business Tuesday to Saturday, 2 p.m. to 9 p.m., and all students can come back. It looks like the team is going in for their group huddle now, and yeah, we're going to be getting this game started shortly.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the Halloween part of things. Not only do they potentially get to come out of this with a win, they also get to roll on the Halloween weekend, arguably one of the biggest events, not just for the fall, but probably for the entire campus.
Probably for the whole state.
Maybe you want to go that far? I mean, I've heard a lot of my friends actually have people coming in from out of town.
I know, they shuttle people in from Columbus and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But yes, unfortunately, no one can come in here.
No. Which, I mean, there's probably a lot more fun to be had out there.
Yes,
so
go have
why would you
fun
want to be
out
playing
there.
video
You
games
don't
during
want to
that
be
time?
in here. Go out, have some fun. And hopefully the Bobcats are going to have some fun tonight against the Red Hawks. Is the team Dylan captain. He's been playing a little bit more this semester. Dexter Pittman has stepped in kind of to the coach role, giving over their final thoughts before the game. And like I said, I think, Miami can put up a fight. I wouldn't say that the Bobcats are going into this too, overly confident. I think they do have a level head on their shoulders. They're confident they're going to get the win, but like I said, it's not something that I think could come back to possibly bite them in the butt. What do you think?
I've never really seen a situation where ego's really gotten the best of these guys. They've kind of played to what you've really expected them to. Mm-hmm. If it's a matchup where you know that the record's going to be a big factor, they'll absolutely play to that. I mean, you've had games like we talk about Ball State, Kent State, the only two games that they've lost, and they put up really great fights in there, but it's just a talent gap. And, we have a whole other thing about Ball State, and potentially paying players for stuff like that. But that's a whole nother story. But either way, the Bobcats, I mean, great group of guys. Like, they adapt pretty well to what's thrown at them, and they have a nice head on their shoulders. So, you know, when you have Dexter Pittman and Muck coaching them at the helm, I mean, Muck, former coach of the year, by the way, so they already know, like, they know what they're going to do.
Yeah, former coach of the year last year, labeled by the Esports Collegiate Conference, Dylan Muck, talking to his team right now, going over, you know, all their strategy for tonight. I think you can kind of see that, you know, what I'm saying on screen here. This is definitely the longest I feel like they've kind of talked pre-game. Like I said, the Bobcats really want this. They know Miami does too, so they're going to be putting on their A game, and it looks like, you know, they're coming to those conclusions now, seeing what kind of strategies they're going to run out. Any comps that we predict to see? Anything big?
I think we have to really base it on what map we see. From what I'm looking at right now, I think we might be playing on Throne of Anubis, which is a clash map, meaning that it's a lot of different points going around. It's a lot of movement. Probably it's going to be kind of what we've seen similarly from these guys. You know, you might have Topaz running Tracer, Akasor running Tracer. The other one might be running Genji or Cassidy or Ashe in some situations. And then support-wise, I think, yeah, kind of similar realm. Big whoop on the either Lucio or Wu Yang. Then, yeah, Muck is probably Kiriko too. So it's just the big factors as they finish up their enchant there, and they're going to sit down and get ready to go. I was going to say, on the tank-wise, we can really see anything from LeBron James. I mean, he's thrown a lot of different stuff out. Whether, like, he has a hazard occasionally, but it's mostly Winston, Ball, Diva, like main dive tanks. And on a map as crowded and as chaotic as a Clash one can be, you absolutely want to have that from him.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, I just, these guys are bubbling back there. I feel like they're so giddy to get started with this game. I'm giddy to get started to see how OU is going to hold up against Miami in the year 2025 NACE in our final regular season match. I mean, these guys are going to be, you know, like I said, what more could you ask for? Final game. Streamed at the home turf against Miami here in Athens in the depths of scripts, as you like to say.
Yeah, the depths of scripts, because, like, you know, I kind of go back to the statement. At the end of the day, this is just a bunch of guys playing video games in a basement, which I hate to say it, because we are technically in a basement, if you want to think about that.
We are technically in the basement. We like to say here in scripts that the gamers are in the basement and the developers are upstairs.
Dev wing upstairs, the Grid Lab. Shout out to those guys. They do great work. Looks like we're going to be getting into our pick bands here soon, as it seems Miami and OU discussing some finer details, the practicals of the match, of course. But, you know, we should be getting started nonetheless. Any bands that you see coming out, anything that Miami uses that you think the Bobcats have caught on to?
Well, actually, for one thing I am seeing, we're not going to be playing on Throne of Anubis. We'll actually be playing on Elios. Coach Muck actually just picked that as the map, and that's one that I feel like in previous games, we've seen them almost always go to that first thing. So that's where they usually run Wrecking Ball, Cassidy, Tracer, and then Wu Yang, and then Kiriko. So I don't think we're going to be seeing anything too different unless there's some options that they absolutely know Miami has, and they're just going to straight up counter them. But, you know, as much as I like to say I can predict some of these things, like, this is just, we'll have to see how it happens.
Definitely.
Because this is a map that they know a lot about. I mean, like we were talking about, they start with Ilios almost every single time, so they're probably well-versed there, and they just have to see what Miami's going to throw at them.
Yeah, and Elios, we've seen them, you know, like you say, play this first match a lot. So we're going to see if the Bobcats can carry this energy that they've kind of had around the arena, getting all giddy and having a lot of fun, a lot of laughs coming from these guys. So, you know, they're getting ready, they're getting prepared. They're going to see, you know, how this game is going to go. But I think, you know, we are going to do well. And just as I said, it looks like OU is going to ban Reaper. And, yeah, pretty good when it comes to a close quarter map like Elios, right?
Absolutely. I mean, Reaper's a guy that he's just really elusive. That's what you kind of think about it. But what really sets him apart from characters like Tracer, Genji, is that he's shifty, but he's not fast. I mean, he has one of the highest health pools of any DPS character. I mean, like, the guy's practically a tank, like 300 HP, and he can get even more if he just continues to mow people down. So banning him off definitely means that they're going to play to a lot more speedier options. I think that's what OU is really trying to go for here. Maybe they just have, like, a really good Reaper that they're just going to say, nah, we don't want him to do
Mess with
anything.
that. Yeah, totally. I mean, and we're going to see if it looks like Miami is going to go with the Wu Yang Band.
Interesting.
And I believe that's a hit towards Big Whoop.
Yeah, I mean, I called him the Wu Yang Maestro. I mean, that's his guy right there. You can't have Big Whoop without Wu Yang. Like, that's just how it is. I mean, we have seen Big Whoop play Lucio a good bit. I think that's probably where he's going to have to go here. But to be fair, that's also a Wu Yang that Miami can't play as well. So maybe they just don't really focus on Wu Yang as much, which is really weird considering how he fits into the meta today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with that being all said, it looks like our teams and production teams are getting ready, and we're about going to jump in here shortly as the Bobcats take on the Miami Redhawks in the final game of the season tonight. And Scripps Hall 001, twitch.tv/Bobcat Esports. Well, any major final predictions? Are we going to get this? Are we going to slam this?
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, if we slam this, I'll probably slam this Red Bull 2-ball out, which then again, thanks to our partners at Red Bull. Like, not only do we just have, like, regular Red Bull, which I also have back here, we've got the zero sugar kind, and also they were kind enough to give us blueberry, too, which is actually, aside from watermelon, my favorite Red Bull flavor. It's truly delicious. It really is.
And you know, we always have a good time here, keeping our Bobcats energized. And thank you to our sponsors over at OUCU for always helping us out, giving us some resources to get stuff like jerseys, cameras, and make these guys look all pretty for your guys' beautiful stream. So, just as I say that, it looks like the Bobcats are going to load up into the server, and we're going to start seeing the first attack map, or control map, excuse me, Ilios.
Yeah, this here, it's actually called the Ruins map. What's interesting about this one is, you know, you look at the other Ilios maps, and they are really based around wide open space, and also a lot of hazards. Like, if you're looking at the bottom side, at least on your screen, closer towards the bottom, there's just a complete, like, fall-off, which in previous games we've seen OU use a lot of Lucio boops, if we want to call them that. I mean, that's kind of the street term for them. Just knock people off, and then they take the point easily. But yeah, looking at it right here, kind of what we've expected from Ohio right there. LeBron James on the Diva. Acusora going with the Sojourn. I mean, as a Sojourn guy myself, I'm happy with that pick, but it's a bit of an outlier considering we're used to seeing them go Cassidy and Ash.
Definitely. It looks like LeBron James is going to hop on the Diva. I know Muck this year is going to be going as Diva for Halloween, so maybe that's
no shot.
Inspiration there. I mean, that's what the rumors say. But, you know, besides the point, Topaz is going to be jumping on the Acusora, on the Tracer, excuse me. Used to seeing Acusora on that. And LeBron James is going to take the first initial damage here against the Redhawks. They're going to be a bit of a standoff here. The point is not unlocked yet, so it's 10 seconds. So just going to try to do some poke damage, see if we can get some of these Redhawks on low health. And it looks like Topaz, getting up into their face, going to try to take that point early as the point goes down 2 seconds until it unlocks.
Yeah, interesting dive from on the Miami Genji right there. Even though he had, as he falls right there, he just got way too deep. And it looks like the dominoes are going to start falling soon. LeBron James hobbling back onto the point. Now just Oxide, unfortunate name, sadly going to kill Acusora right there. And, you know, it's a kind of these situations where LeBron James is going to have to be the frontline guy. He's going to have to force everyone out of place. But the other squishies are just going to have to survive while they can. As LeBron James is going to get knocked out there, and he's going to have to survive while he can.
Yeah, the Redhawks taking the first control of the point now up to 15%. It looks like they're going to be able to get up to 20 or 30 as the Bobcats start to regroup. Not the first battle you wanted if you were the Bobcats, but no big deal. You just got to regroup, got plenty of time. And looks like exactly what Acusora is going to be doing here. Is he's going to try to live as Muck tries to heal him. Is actually going to get taken out by Sarai, the... I forget her name, but yes, Sojourn, yes, of course. And so the Bobcats are going to start to regroup. They're pushed pretty far back, and it looks like the Redhawks might be able to get up to 50 to 40% here.
Yeah, it's interesting just how much they really have to be able to push it back, and what's been a pretty identical team comp so far. What's good about this comp is that it features a lot of range, and the mobility is also a big factor of it, because you can just pop a Zarya bubble on someone, and they can just go right into the back line, which both sides have been using pretty well, but Miami's just been the main adapter of it as Project's going to try and get some motion on the point here. He's going to start the capture here, and that's going to be Kiriko ult coming out for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Bobcats on full offense now. They're going to try to take down Acusora. Is going to get Pooter Scooter, their tank. Alfonso's going to take out Big Whoop. LeBron James takes out Alfonso, and Muck takes out Nitrous. That's the healers down for Miami, and that's going to let Ohio University take this point and hopefully cap it. It looks like the Redhawks going to try to stop it, but it's not going to work out. Ohio's on the board.
for the first time this game, they've got a lot of ground to cover. But what I'm really noticing is just how interesting the Sojourn pick is, because not sure how much you know about Sojourn, but the way she generates her massive beam is that she has to either do damage to enemies or, let's say, like a bubble around, like a Reinhardt shield, or in this case, the Zarya bubble. But the Zarya bubble, when it takes damage, it does even more damage.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting way. They're going to do it as they get caught up right in there. Massive ult coming out from Miami, and we're in a full battle here.
Yeah, Sojourn for Miami getting 2 there. Gonna get 3 actually in her ult. Topaz is finally gonna put an end to that as he gets 2. And now he's just gonna try to live as Big Whoop's gonna try to give him some support as the Kiriko from Redhawks. The Redhawks is gonna go over and take the point. They actually cap it. So Zarya and Kiriko are able to solo hold the point there for Miami as Ohio starts to regroup.
That's the situation where Topaz knew, even though it's only one Zarya on the point, that's still something Tracer absolutely cannot deal with by herself. So she has to let for the rest of her team to come back. Agusora gets a quick headshot on the tank, and they're going to fight for the point again as the percentage just keeps going up for the Redhawks.
Yeah, Acusora getting 2. Nitrous Oxide tries to respond with a kill on the Topaz, but LeBron James gets the Genji, and Muck is going to clear out Miami. And it looks like Ohio University at Miami Redhawks at 99. Ohio University are going to have to come back in a strong way here as they just start to get over the 50% line. They're going to have to hold on to this all the way out to get this first point if they want it. And it looks like the Redhawks not in the best ult economy. They have a pretty low percentage across the board. Bobcats are kind of the same way, but more of them are going to line up than the Redhawks. So we'll see how that's going to play out as the game continues.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Leo. I mean, it's going to be a straight-up team battle. They're going to have to use what little resources they do have to make sure that they can hold on to the point for as long as possible. And you can't say that they have to play perfect, but they have to play pretty close to it.
Exactly, and it looks like that big fight is going to start happening now as Ohio University brings out the Kiriko ult. Is going to try to trace this Zarya off point, and she's going to get low back to her healers in time, though, and they're going to barely keep her alive. Ohio University can't get the kill.
Can't say I've really seen elusiveness from a Zarya like that, but Booter Scooter's able to get out of there, get 2 kills. LeBron James falls off the map. They're headed into overtime. Last 2 of the Bobcats going to have to fight off while they still can, and they're just not able to. The dominoes fell down, and even though Topaz had an ult, the first game of the map goes to the Redhawks.
Yeah, very close game. I think the final percentage there was 94% Bobcats, 100% Redhawks, and yeah, that play from their Zarya there, hats off to Pooter Scooter, I guess it is, for really some evasive movement there, getting back to Nitrous Oxide and Alfonso doing a really good job of keeping her alive.
I can't stop laughing at the name. Like, this dude's name's we have a dude named LeBron James, but Nitrous Oxide, really.
Well, I'm more interested about Pooter Scooter, but I don't hang out with those Miami guys, so I don't want to have to.
Yeah, I mean, no reason to go down to Oxford when you've got beautiful Athens right here.
Exactly, and it looks like the Bobcats are going to teleport on the point here as they start charging up. Muck is going to try to get the high ground to keep his fellow Bobcats alive. As we go towards the right side now, we're going to also, LeBron James is going to switch to the Zarya, and we're going to see how this sort of mirror comp works.
Only difference being on, at least the Miami DPS, is going to be on the Genji as he gets a quick kill there. Topaz really close to dying too. So, yeah, only difference being the Tracer and the Genji, which, considering both of them are very high-rated characters, like, it's a necessary swap, but you can really do either one. And there's just a whole lot of chaos happening on the point right now. Oh, my.
Yeah, it looks like the Bobcats are going to be able to cap the first point. That's exactly what you wanted if you're a fan of OU. Going to get up to probably, at least 20-30% here, and that's going to be a healthy chunk. And even more if they can continue to keep it, as LeBron James is going to take the high ground and try to start to get some poke damage on the Miami DPS as they start to regroup. Might even catch the Kiriko outside here. It looks like the Redhawks going to start going around the left, and that's going to pull more of the Bobcats the same way as LeBron James starts to fall back as the Redhawks start to do their offense. Booter Scooter caught out maybe in the open there. And Topaz now ready to strike.
Topaz, he's just working around the back line, trying to look for a Kiriko or a Lucio that's just a bit too far out of place. And look at the movement from Topaz out of there. As they're putting double-sided pressure on Pooter Scooter right now. Topaz from the backside, LeBron James from the front, and once again, this is the biggest percentage lead that they've really had. They haven't let them gotten anything so far. The Bobcats really doing good to lock down this map.
Yeah, and already almost at 50%. It looks like they're going to be able to hold it at least to 60 unless the Redhawks can come up with some sort of answer here quickly as OU starts to back up a little bit as the Kiriko ults come out from both sides. It's going to neutralize pretty much both, and there's going to be an all-out battle here now from the Zarya's as they try to both stay alive. The healer's putting in a lot of work, but Topaz with his ult is going to get the Pooter Scooter and go to fight the Red Hawk Tracer. LeBron James takes down the Sojourn of the Red Hawks, and same with Nitrous Oxide as LeBron James clears out both of those kills, and the Bobcats are going to get all the way up to 80, maybe even 90, maybe even 100%.
Just have to see, like, it's not that far of a distance from spawn, but not only does LeBron James get 2, even 3 kills, he has ult charge to work with. He's got Graviton Surge ready to go, and if he uses it right, as he's letting it go right there, and they're going to have to force out the Lucio ult in return. Massive bubble happening right there. Agasaur's popping the Sojourn ult. He gets 1 kill, fights off the other Sojourn, who also had ult too. They're going to kill the Tracer right there, and with that, it's tied 1-1.
Yeah, and just like that, the Bobcats are on board, making this game 1-1 with 0% from the Red Hawks. The Zarya there at the very last play, Pooter Scooter, I mean, I was hyping him up a little bit, but what a miscalculation there. Got totally trapped by the Bobcats, isolated from his team, and right at the beginning of the fight, the Bobcats were able to take out the Red Hawks tank, which is just, you cannot ask for a better scenario if you're a Bobcat fan. And, yeah, I mean, that was much different than round 1.
Yeah, I loved their ult usage on that last play. You had the Graviton Surge from LeBron James to throw the other squishies off of Pooter Scooter. Pooter Scooter, he was all by himself, and they just 5-man jumped him, and that's what we love to see from these guys, the tactical ult usage, and you just gotta love the teamwork that they have too. That's what I think really been the main reason for how they win these games.
Definitely, yeah. As you mentioned earlier in the show, Bobcats always keeping their heads held strong. Not really the team to get caught up into the emotions. The Overwatch team here is the Monkey's going to start to dive. We're seeing them come out, but Pooter Scooter's going to get taken out by Topaz pretty quickly, and now their Kiriko's caught off guard. Nitrous Oxide trying to escape. It looks like just not going to be able to do it, and Big Move and Akisora taking down every one of the Red Hawks. That's going to give Bobcats the first point with ease.
Yeah, that's just... I get it, they tried something different with the Winston, but wouldn't be surprised to see them just switch right back. I mean, Winston, the way I like to see him, is a character that, yeah, he likes to jump in and out, but if he jumps in, doesn't have any cooldown to use, he just gets blown up, and that's exactly what Topaz and Big Whoop did to him, and now we're at 15% and counting.
It looks like the Red Hawks starting to make their way back now as Pooter Scooter's going to jump onto the point, and it's going to throw off a little bit of the Bobcats, and Nitrous Oxide gets a kill on the Topaz, gets a second one on Akisora. That's 2 Bobcats down, and now they're still fighting as Big Whoop gets thrown off the ledge. I don't know if he was able to get back. But Alfonso takes out Muck, and there's a huge battle on point as LeBron James gets thrown off, and Big Whoop goes down to the Sojourn. That's going to have the Bobcats regroup.
Yep. Which that's what you hate doing, because you can't go into a team fight 2v5, obviously stated, but having to wait those extra few seconds for the rest of your teammates to come back, that's just more time Miami is going to be able to put on the point. And also, since you have a Winston on the point who doesn't have to dive too far out to really get to Kiriko and Lucio like that, it's an interesting situation. We'll have to see how the Bobcats really handle it.
Yeah, LeBron James showing off some impressive movement on the Zarya as he's going to try to get closer to point and make his team follow back up with him, but just being stumped by the Red Hawks Monkey right now is they're really doing a good job at keeping the Bobcats back and getting right up in their face no matter where they're going.
Yeah, Bobcats, they're trying so many different routes there to this. As they're getting stuffed up top, Cyree knocks out Big Whoop, and 3 Bobcats fall, and they're just LeBron and Topaz, and they're already caught up by themselves. Might be a team kill coming soon, as Topaz barely gets out of there, and once again, that's just Miami getting more and more value off of their team. And although we do have the ult advantage right now, they're going to have to force it really soon. I don't know about you, but we're getting pretty close to 3 games here.
Yeah, and we almost have 5 ults. LeBron James and Akisora almost completing theirs, and that's going to be, hopefully the Bobcats don't overdo it here, but just enough that they can hold them to it, get the point, and then hold on to it. Looks like Monkey's going to try to go in. Akisora is going to take Pooter Scooter down as Dylan ults into the point. Nitrous Oxide is going to take him down, and Akisora now on point with a great shot onto Nitrous Oxide, taking down the healers for the Red Hawks. Topaz going down, or taking down the Sojourn, and just the Lucio left on point. Maybe the Tracer as well. She's jumping around everywhere, but Akisora is able to take her down. And the Bobcats, they're going to want to try to cap this. It's got the Red Hawks all the way at 94%. They're going to have to hold on to this.
That's exactly what we saw at the end of last map. They throw the Graviton Surge at Winston, force him away from his team, and without the tank, there's nothing they can do. That's how the Bobcats were able to capture it there, but they used a lot of resources. Only a matter of time, like as you said, to see how are they going to be able to hold this off as Akisora just before he got hot.
Amazing trade right there. And I mean, honestly, that's not the worst case scenario. As Peter Scooter takes down Muck, that's not good for the Bobcats. One of their main healers going down. Big Whoop left on point, and that's going to have LeBron James. He's got to go back, and they got to do a quick dive here if they want to even get close to contesting. LeBron James is going to get on the point. It's going to go into overtime. Bobcats need to win this fight if they want to win the first map. And LeBron James going in now. It's going to be just diving in all over the place, trying to confuse the Red Hawks. Big Whoop gets one onto Alfonso. LeBron James gets the Sojourn of the Red Hawks. Akisora gets another one, and LeBron James clears out the Red Hawks. That flips the point.
Oh, and he gets one more for the round. I mean,
one more.
I'm basically getting motion sickness just watching LeBron James move. Like, he is going all over the place for those kills. He wants this map, and he will stop at nothing to get it.
No, and that's exactly what he needed to do there. I think the Red Hawks just not able to hit him, as you saw, just evading all the bullets he possibly could just to hold that point. And it did it well, as the Bobcats now up to 80%. Miami at 99, so they can no longer lose this control at this point. But it looks like LeBron James is going to catch the Sojourn of the Red Hawks out of place. That's going to have the Monkeys dive in now. And LeBron James is all going to focus on point as Big Whoop ults. That's going to be a lot of health for the side of the Bobcats and not so much for the Red Hawks, as they're going to be pushed off point, but they're almost close to capturing.
Come on, 99-99 here. This is the fight right here. The Red Hawks just have one sliver health to death. 2 kills, 3 kills. Look at that! Clutched up! And with that, the Bobcats take it in. I can already say, if this is how the rest of the games are going to go, we are in for a night, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
what a match.
Yeah, just incredible plays coming out from both sides of the team there, but the Bobcats able to squeeze it out in the very last seconds, able to get those kills. Akisora with the play of the game, as always. The sharpshooter for OU. But, man, what a round that was. Winning both the 99%, the final fight in overtime. Can it get much closer?
I mean, it just depends on what they throw out next.
Exactly.
What I'm looking at right here is, you got to remember, one map that the Bobcats, aside from Ilios, have always seemed to do really great on, it's Watch Point Gibraltar. You have the composition of LeBron James running either Ball or Winston, Akisora on maybe Ash, Widowmaker, Topaz on Tracer, and then Big Whoop, Muck running Brigitte and Ana. That's a comp that we've seen many times on maps like that. And also Kings Row a little bit. I think we actually called a game where they went to Kings Row and they just absolutely rolled. I think it was CMU. Yeah. But yeah, it's those push maps that actually I can't call it push because like there's a mode called push, but I mean payload maps. You get what?
Yes.
That's the better term for it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the Miami Redhawks looking good when it comes to their first game. I did not expect them to be honest with you. I did not expect it to be that close. I mean, putting up a really good fight against the Bobcats. I mean, we know Ohio University, this team in particular, is one of the best in the league. So being able to go toe to toe with them, is no small feat. What does Miami need to change maybe when it comes to their dives? Are they too worried about the big loops? Should they be focused on something else?
From what we really saw in that game, what they were really focused on was, I think it was that Pooter Scooter really tried to do too much on his own.
Yeah.
And as I was talking about with Winston, you can do that in some cases. Like if you really see a Kiriko or if you see a Lucio that's absolutely out of position, Winston can just jump in there, really get stuff done. But what the Bobcats have been really great at is really keeping themselves tight. Like they've been keeping themselves close to each other, like they fight as one unit. So that's something I'd absolutely have to say for the Red Hawks. You gotta stay as one, because they especially know that I was talking about twice when LeBron James threw out the Graviton Surge, pushed the Pooter Scooter away from the rest of the Red Hawks, and just that's how the team fight falls. This is a game where, since you only have one tank, once the tank falls, everything else is pretty much set in stone at that point.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely what I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, that second point, when, the one with the, I forget what it's called, the big, there's a big hole in the middle.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
They had the last fight. I mean, Zarya was pulled back and completely, she was eliminated by the Bobcats before the fight even really started on the point. And that's kind of what made the Bobcats, end up winning that map. And as it looks like we get into game 2, it looks like we're going to be switching to Suravasa.
Interesting. This is, I guess we've seen the Bobcats play on this map too. This is a clash map, meaning a lot of different points going on, a lot of movement, and this is where the Bobcats really get creative. Like, you've seen guys like LeBron James, he'll normally go either Wrecking Ball or Diva here, and then everyone else can really just experiment a little bit and see what Miami really throws at them. Because I know last match we did ban Reaper. This is where I don't think they'll go Reaper again. I don't even think you can ban the same character 2 times in a single match. But if there's any time for a Reaper, it's absolutely here.
Yeah, it looks like, just as you say that, it looks like the Red Hawks are going to ban Sojourn, and the Bobcats are going to switch, ban Zarya. Maybe a hit at the Pooter Scooter there, who was very strong, I'd say, on the tank. No doubt about it. Some small mistakes that led to them losing that game. But yeah, it looks like Ohio's just going to say to the Red Hawks, actually no Zarya at all.
That too, and the Red Hawks are saying, okay, Akisora, I mean, we're normally used to seeing you on Cassidy, we're used to seeing you on Ash. I mean, you had a Sojourn, nice and all, but we can't have that.
No,
I mean, you're having too much fun. I mean, we were talking about points where, I guess this is more a personal belief, but Sojourn is just a crazy character as is.
Yeah.
Once you have her ult, once you have overclock, and the beams just start going, everything goes in your favor. So,
yes.
I know Akisora is a headshot mastermind, and they just don't even want to risk it.
No, not at all. I mean, that's the thing with the strength of having a player like Acusora and Topaz. Those guys are just aimers. It doesn't really matter what character you can try to nerf them and with getting rid of the Zarya, but, I mean, Acusora is just going to switch to Chaser. Topaz is just going to play Genji, and those guys they're really good at those characters.
Yeah, it's that, and also, like, you talk about Akisora having a Tracer, too. Like, either one can play Tracer, and it shows that because you look at Cassidy, Tracer, Genji, they're all so different characters, but they each have their own mastery of them and just what they're able to do. Which really shows the talent of these guys, because if you have to learn so many different characters and still have pretty equal skill at all of them, you really are great assets of the team, and that's what they absolutely are.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, I guess a question would be, for our ban onto Zarya, would we have even seen a Zarya on a map as big as Suravasa? Is that someone that they typically play? Or is typically played?
It really depends. What's really good about Zarya is the bubble factor and the fact that, let's say you could just throw a bubble on Tracer and then she just goes out on her own little tangent and goes to the back line. They're mainly taking away that level of protection that Zarya has. Because, yeah, you can look at guys like Winston, Diva, that have protection on the point. But if you have someone like Zarya that could just throw something on passively and then go to town, they just want to get rid of that.
Yeah.
And also, Pooter Scooter was using a lot of Zarya back then, so I guess that's kind of what they're going for. But we'll have to just really see what the Bobcats are throwing out as we're headed into match 2 on Suravasa here.
Yeah, it looks like Pooter Scooter is going to be switching to the Orisa, right?
Yeah, Orisa, that's...
Orisa, yeah.
No, I really hope that, I know, like, even Muck has told me himself that don't judge it based on what's in the spawn room.
Yeah.
Because I saw Muck Mercy, and I had some very bad flashbacks. I really hope you guys never had to see that.
That's right. I always forget they like to give us a little troll once in a while, but it looks like they are going to be sticking with it this time, as Topaz is going to get that early TP out and immediately switch to the Tracer. And yeah, I mean, no worries. If Sojourn's banned, we'll just switch to the other aim characters. Akisora is going to be taking the first bit of contact against the Red Hawks. The point's only open in the next 13 seconds, so we're just going to be looking for space here as LeBron James sucks up some damage from the Red Hawks, but they're grouped up now on the point as the Red Hawks are definitely able to get the initial space. Are they going to be able to cap it at first? It looks like they are. With 2 on point, Pooter Scooter is going to take out Muck, and LeBron James is going to be caught off guard by the Red Hawks Reaper. And again, Pooter Scooter with that spear is going to throw Akisora off the map, and that's a reset for the Bobcats.
Now we're seeing why the Reaper ban came out game 1.
Yep.
That's what it is. And Akisora on Freya, actually, as soon as I say that, he switches off to Cassidy. Freya would have been an interesting pick. She's got a lot more mobility than most of the other characters that Akisora play has. But after that, he's just going back to old reliable, and the Red Hawks, they're just gaining a lot of momentum here. Like, completely wiped them out on that first fight.
Yeah, already up to almost 50% now. The Bobcats going in for their second fight at this point, and a lot of damage going to be done by LeBron James there as he shoves them in the corner. Nitrous Oxide and Sire are going to be able to take down 2 of the Bobcats, and that's going to actually lead them to go back to such good damage from LeBron James, but not enough.
No, I mean, you think of Diva as a character that, yeah, she can really get in there, or at least as you saw with Sire on Miami, just completely back him into a corner. But I think the main value from D.Va really comes with her defense matrix. Being able to just eat an entire volley of projectiles like LeBron James just did right there. That's the main thing. Yep, she can do damage, but in a game as chaotic as this, you gotta have any means necessary to really save yourself. That's a big team fight coming up here as we're going into overtime on point 1. Bobcats gonna be able to hold out though. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, it looks like Topaz and Akisora are going to be able to take down 2 as LeBron James comes in and takes down the Reaper. That's going to be an advantage for the Bobcats. They're actually going to be able to cap with the Redhawks at 99%. The Bobcats are going to have to hold on to this for the rest of the point. They're going to have to go from 0 to 100 and then on to the next. It's the Redhawks still not fully, they're still kind of poking and prodding here. OU doing the same thing, trying to see if they can give up any kills, any people out of place, but it's not going to be enough. And it looks like the Redhawks are going to actually be able to walk up the point as the Bobcats regroup. Can they touch in time? They are going to be able to. 2 of the Redhawks on the point right now as LeBron James starts fighting with the Reaper. He's going to get him down to 1, but he's going to be able to slither away. LeBron James on the point by himself takes down 1. Pooter Scooter takes down Akisora. Topaz coming out with the ult on the Pooter Scooper is going to be deflected, but Topaz still with all this damage is going to be able to push the Redhawks off the point.
I mean, Orisa's practically just unkillable right here. She's just getting constantly fed. Pooter Scooter with that, they're able to take the first point. Yeah, that's the situation, yep.
Yeah,
Orisa, sorry about that. I mean, the Orisa pick definitely coming out, and just the unkillability of Orisa, like, almost annoying, almost you want to call it. Just because they had so many resources going into her. LeBron James, also, you saw it, they're being the only one on the point while everyone else got sucked up into that ult. They just really set them off, and now they're going to have to regroup for point 2.
Yeah, I mean, nothing that the Bobcats can't come back from. I mean, this was they lost 1 point on the first map, so we're going to see if they can get themselves back together. As Topaz is going to switch to the Genji, something we see him play on this map before, and very skilled at that. We're going to see if we can get some poke damage and maybe take out one of their healers if they give them the opportunity. It seems like Miami doing a really good job of playing group. Look at all of them in this hallway right now, just lining up perfectly for a good. They're staying clumped, like you said.
Exactly, and they know that, as Topaz gets the quick kill on Orisa there, he's on the point, he's ready to do some work. Another kill comes into play. Let's make that a 3rd, and with that, the Bobcats are on the way to taking it.
Yeah, Topaz with 3 there. What a play from him, and that's going to lead the Bobcats. Miami made it all the way up to almost 45%, but the Bobcats now are going to be able to get up to probably 30 or 40 before they're able to regroup and fight on the point. Topaz is going to be looking for that poke damage. He's trying to fish out a healer or maybe a lower health character that he can pick off before the fight starts. Akisora changes characters again.
Yeah, back to the Freya, who he tried to go on that first point and then switch back off of. Not sure why he's feeling a lot more confident here. Maybe because there's a lot more open space. But barely surviving the Deadeye, and looks like they're just going to have to dive him down. Yeah, I mean, that's the situation. Siri right there, Deadeye wide open, and they're just going to have to dive him down. As LeBron James and 2 quick kills from Topaz, the Blade's coming out. Big Whoop with another one, and that's all she wrote. Bobcats going to continue their stranglehold on the point.
Yeah, and that's probably going to be where that point ends off. Is Miami's not going to probably have enough time to come back and try to contest the point. Maybe they will, but it looks like the Bobcats are preparing to just move on, go towards the next. But Lucio's been caught out. They called it over, but he's able to run back just away. And actually, it looks like Arisa's going to be heading towards the point as Pooter Scooter might be caught out guard here.
Oh. Topaz with another quick kill, getting the Reaper out of the way as soon as possible. But mind you, 30 seconds until that next point goes up. So just to send it back to spawn and really, I guess, rattle him into shoes while he can.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a little bit of a throwaway there for Miami. It seemed like half of them were eager to fight onto the point, and the other half were starting to rotate over. Maybe not the best communication. That's what you want to see if you're a Bobcat fan. As we go to the 3rd point of this map, Miami's going to be there a little bit faster than us, but LeBron James is going to go in with his missiles and try to get this Reaper off the point. You see his crazy movement. It's just so hard to hit. Miami's going to pull out the Kiriko ult. It's actually going to push the Bobcats back as LeBron James ults. It's not going to get anybody, and Miami caps the first point. They're going to start taking percentage.
Yeah, LeBron James using his ult right there as the ults come out. Then there's the Reaper ult, too. That's not going to get anyone. Looks like LeBron James completely ate that up. But yeah, as I was saying about LeBron James using his ult there, it's not about getting damage. It's about the second chance of life. Because when you're only one flashpoint away from winning this map. You need all the lives you can get because, as I mentioned, one tank, the most valuable asset on your team, you're going to have to take whatever you can get.
Definitely. It looks like, yeah, the Reaper doing a good job on the side of Miami of getting that poke damage on the side and kind of spreading out these Bobcats. He's the only really one who's farther away, and then his team backs him up. So you see he's brought over there, he's brought all the Bobcats over to the right, and then Miami follows with their tanks, and now they're going to be pushed back to point. The Bobcats need to do a good job here trying to find one of these healers or one of these squishy characters that they can pick off before the fight goes on, but it looks like they're not going to be able to. It's just going to be a straight 5v5. 2 Kiriko ults coming out, a Cassidy ult that's not going to lead to anything from the Red Hawk side. Big Whoop's going to take out Booter Scooter with the bop, and Reaper's going to take out LeBron James. That's both the takes. Sora with a clean shot onto Alfonso. He's going to be on the point. We're going into overtime. They need to get this point.
With that 99% and counting, they're going to have to use what little resources they have left and keep this fight alive. On's going to take the point. It's just Lucio versus Reaper here. He's going to have to run off, wait for his team to get back, and luckily OU had just enough time there, but actually from the looks of it, yeah, it's actually, you have to win 3. I am really mistaken there.
Yeah, it looks like just barely not able to touch back on point on time, and that's going to be the the Red Hawks up 2-1. The Bobcats are going to have to try to answer back. This could go the distance on the second map. As the Bobcats see the Kiriko sitting alone, she's going to actually ult, and her team's going to actually end up backing her up. Pooter Scooter gets 3 or 2, and Alfonso gets another. That's another reset for the Bobcats. Not what you wanted to see there.
You know, I talked about at the end of last match that what Miami really needed to do was stick together, and when they go with the Risa, that's a character that you have to really play around. And it's tough to say, but they actually took my advice, and now they're kind of in the right for it.
Yes, the Red Hawks able to get to the 3rd point first as they start ticking up percentage. They're going to be able to get to 25 to 30 here as the Bobcats are spread out, but the Lucio ball comes out. That's going to be a huge ult from us. And Cassidy's going to be taken down by LeBron James and Big Whoop. Topaz also gets a kill on the Pooter Scooter, and that's going to leave the Bobcats 3 on point with the Reaper alone for the Bobcats. They're going to be able to take them out. The Kiriko last to live off the point. Bobcats are able to flip it over.
Honestly, after that play, as Topaz gets the quick melee to really solidify the point, what I'm starting to notice, I'm really understanding the Freya pick from Akisora now, because what Freya is skilled at is not only is she shifty, she's also one of the few characters in this game that's really like an air flyer. And know that when you're playing against Reaper, he can't exactly do a whole lot if you're in the air.
Yeah.
Thinking about that, and that's really been a big factor as Topaz Blade coming out. You already know. Let's see, what's it going to do here? He's going to dive a bit too deep, and he's going to get knocked out for that one.
He is, and LeBron James is going to get 2, Akisora getting 1, but Booter Scooter takes down Topaz in the chaos, but the Bobcats actually pushing Miami back to their spawn. And the Bobcats are done. They know this is do or die, and they have the point. They're going to try to keep the Red Hawks back as far as they can.
Yep, using that pressure that Diva can really get, putting them back in the spawn, and just continuing the lead that they have. As Kiriko is coming out from Muck, knocking out Alfonso real quick. High Noon coming out from Sari. He's getting killed real quick. And with that, they're just continuing the momentum. Another Kiriko ult coming out. They're fighting with everything they have as they're only 5-4. 3, 2, 1. Overtime's out, and Miami just slips away with it.
Yeah, and that's going to be a reset from the Bobcats as Topaz throws himself off the map there, just back up with his team. They're going to have enough time for one more good fight. They're going to have to win it if they want to win this map. They're down 1, so if Miami gets the 3 here, it's this map set and done with. But LeBron James finds Pooter Scooter out in the alleyway, but they're able to dive onto Topaz and Muck. The Cassidy and Curie of Miami are able to take down 2 squishies, a 3rd with Reaper taking down Big Whoop. And that's going to leave LeBron James trying to get back to touch point. But is it going to be enough? There's going to be an ult coming out. It's not going to get anybody.
And in the last nick possible, Miami is able to pull away, and we're tied 1-1. I can't tell you the last time that I've actually seen that. This might be the closest game I think we'll have all year.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a very close game, and, you know, that's what we want to see when it comes. I love the close games. The Bobcats definitely want this. The Red Hawks want it. We know that. And, you know, both of these teams putting their all into it. What was the biggest weakness for the Bobcats this time around, do you think?
Oh, I got to say, I don't want to have anything against Akisora Freya because it absolutely had some moments. But I'm looking at the two DPSs. I'm looking at Akisora and Topaz. I was noticing a lot of times where they really overcommitted. Like, you're looking at the one desperate play that Topaz had. He let the blade rip. He dove way deep in the back lane. He just got blown up. It's one of the situations where they know just how important this game is. And yeah, we've seen a lot of clips in the past of Topaz and Akisora getting 3Ks, 4Ks, maybe even full team kills with their abilities. But you can't really get that against the Miami team. You really can't. And other than that, aside from the fact that you're looking at most of the team fights where the supports, Big Whoop, Muck, really got killed first thing, really second thing. I really have to look at that. That's not something that they can really control aside from positioning, but my understanding of Overwatch isn't that high enough to really critique them on that. So I just gotta say, it's unfortunate that they had to die first, but if there's anything I could absolutely point out, it might be the aggressiveness of the DPSs. But what about you? What are you really seeing? I guess from both sides.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of the same with you. I'm not the most well-versed when it comes to Overwatch analytics, but, I mean, I think the Bobcats just, you know, Big Whoop and Muck, not to try to point fingers, but being able to get picked off kind of early on by the Red Hawks. And, you know, that could be, you know, I'm not saying it's Big Whoop and Muck's fault. That could be, you know, LeBron James not being able to shield that damage, or Akisora and Topaz maybe not getting that damage output that the Miami side has. So, you know, we got to figure out a way to take down the squishy characters of Miami before they do the same to us.
Exactly. I think one of the most important things from that is I'm feeling we might be seeing an Orisa ban. It depends on what map we go to next. Like, if we're going to head to, I guess maybe, I keep forgetting it. I keep calling it push, but it's payload. If we go to a payload map, Kings Row, Watchpoint, Gibraltar, if we go to something like that, Orisa isn't like exactly the best option, but depends, because I think, I don't know who has the map pick here, but I do know that Orisa is absolutely a big factor, and Orisa's a lot to handle. You know, infinite ammo, you have the javelin, the spin, that can really just throw things all over the place. And LeBron James, when you have Diva, as I kind of talked about, her ability to really absorb any projectile is awesome. But when you have to basically babysit an entire team, and you're just zooming around left and right, you know,
I mean,
it's a lot.
Yeah,
and
when we
can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah, it can be a lot even when we're just, you know, spectating and flying around, trying to be like a little fly, unable to get swatted by the Miami Red Hawks.
Yeah, we're just watching like, he's going all over the place. Yeah, I wonder how many motion sicknesses he's really caused over the past few months that we've been streaming.
We're gonna have to put a warning on stream every time he plays Diva. This is warning, motion sickness.
Like, we have to put, like, it's like the, you ever seen, it's like the National Weather Advisories. It's like the red line that goes on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Warning, LeBron James will be playing Diva. Please get,
Yeah, please take your motion sickness pills before this.
Exactly. But
so what do you think, as we go on, do you think the Ohio University Bobcats are going to be switching up their bans? Do you think they're going to keep trying to say that, you know, we don't want, do you think we're going to go back to seeing maybe Reaper gone?
if they have the possibility to get Reaper banned, I think they probably will, because I think they know that Akisora on the Freya didn't exactly get the most value. I mean, he definitely had some plays, and Freya's always nice because of the movement she has. But you can tell that's not exactly a character that Akisora is really able to use.
Yeah.
So once he gets Sojourn, once he gets Ashe and Cassidy, and all like his main headshot characters back, that's where we can really see him in full form.
Definitely.
And as we're looking at it right here, we will be going to Watchpoint Gibraltar. I don't want to say I called that, but let's just say we know about patterns here, and they love to go to that map. They're going to ban D.Va, though.
Yeah. Looks like the Bobcats are going to be banning D.Va, and Miami is going to be banning Kiri. What, are they scared of Muck?
I wouldn't say so, because I've never really seen either side play Kiriko on a map like this.
Yeah.
Normally, this is where you'd see Muck and Big Whoop go, Brigitte and Ana.
Yeah.
And Kiriko's probably the main counter on Ana, because, you know, Ana has her biotic grenade that can reduce healing, increase healing, whatever it does to both sides. Kiriko's the main counter to that.
Yeah.
So to throw Kiriko off the list completely is definitely interesting. So I'd love to see what Miami really has up their sleeve here.
Yeah, maybe an oversight there from Miami. Maybe it can give us the edge as we start to load up into the Watchpoint Gibraltar, one map that we do know the Bobcats are very good at playing on. We see them get on those high grounds. They know how to hold it. The warehouse specifically.
Oh, we love the warehouse.
We love the warehouse,
but
especially
you know
Akisora.
Sorry, do you know what we love more than the warehouse?
Yes.
We love OUCU, baby. Once again, we got to harp on OUCU. Thank them so much for all the work that they do, all the gifts, donations. Basically, the only reason we're able to do what we do today. And also, you got to remember the absolute blast of a Rocket League event that we had last weekend.
So much fun, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
And our Bobcats just got absolutely decimated by OUCU. It was kind of embarrassing. An upset no one was seeing.
I mean, yep, and seeing Fruity P actually play for the Crazy Cats in that situation, it was all over the place. It was fun. You know
what?
what?
Been there. We told you to be there. If you weren't there, you should have been there.
Exactly.
You're not listening to us enough.
Should have been there. There was free food, there was free Red Bull, and there was free fun too. And you still
listen. Next time we tell you about something cool, do it.
Yeah, I mean, sadly, the cool things. I'm not sure if we have any really coming up aside from the playoffs for Overwatch. But you know, once we're back in the spring semester, the fun things, there's gonna be plenty of them. I can tell you that much. As we're gonna get set right into Watch Point Gibraltar here, from the looks of it. I always get this wrong. I can't tell if OU is going to be on attack or defense first. I'm going to guess attack because red. But when we're looking at them on attack, I don't really think it really has much of a difference on what comp they're going to play. You're going to see Ashe. You're going to probably see Ana. It's just the main debate of since Diva's off the table, LeBron James, you're going to have to go Wrecking Baller or Winston. As stealing the words right out of my mouth. We always love LeBron James Winston. In fact, we just love Winston in general. Winston's literally sitting on our desk right now.
That's true. Hey. And it looks like Accusora, they're going to switch to the Sniper Widow.
There you go.
And, they always do that at the beginning of the matches, and the reason Accusora does that is because he's going to try to get a little sniper pick right at the beginning. If he doesn't get it, he'll probably switch off the character, but as you see now, he's lining up, just going to poke around, see where the Red Hawks are hanging out in this little beginning phase, and maybe it can transform into an early kill. It's always fun to see if he can get it. Maybe it looks like he's going to give up on that dream. Never mind.
No, he's going to run down real quick, change the angle up there. And, there's nothing wrong with going that extra range. Topaz is just going to go off to Hansa real quick.
Yeah, LeBron James pushing the payload earlier, able to stay off the high ground for now. It looks like Miami is not actually going to be fighting it as heavy. It's just monkey on monkey here. And they're going to go back to the on top of the bridge here and let the Bobcats push around this first corner.
LeBron James, as mobile as he can be, is just going to stay on the point here. And as of right now, Pooter Scooter's just absolutely going wild on the back line. You can just see him back there. LeBron James going to have to step in there. He's going to try and get the Ana out of the way. He's getting shot at, but he's going to have to fall back too, as the point is still coming in motion.
Yeah, one of the Bobcats secretly hanging out on the payload, able to push it forward as this whole battle continues. So the Red Hawks not looking in a good spot right now. The Bobcats able to push this pretty freely. Not a huge contest yet, as LeBron James is going to battle the other monkey on top of the ceiling. As Pooter Scooter and Nitrous Oxide take out Muck and Big Whoop, Alfonso's going to get the kill onto the Topaz, and that's going to lead Bobcats to reset.
Yup, and first time that we've seen them play Wu Yang, which it's rare to say that this is the first time we've seen Wu Yang as Big Whoop almost on command. The Wu Yang is back in action, and we've got a basically identical team comp here. Can't say it. I don't remember the last time I've really said that, but full mirror matchup here from both of these teams, as they're still just going to continue to fight around the point, and they're just kind of at a standstill right now. So just pure even, really haven't been able to get a lot to work with.
Yeah, Miami doing a really good job of making sure none of their players are in too vulnerable positions to get picked off. And OU arguably doing the same, but not to the same extent as Miami's doing it. As Miami ults the monkey there, and it's not going to get much value, but he's going to go back and retreat as LeBron James is able to push this payload.
He's going to sit there for a second. He's just getting absolutely blown out with the spray of arrows. As Winston, he's got a lot of mobility, and the shield's nice too, but once that's all done, he's just a massive bullet sponge. Axor's going to rise up, try and get some good value on the Winston here, as they're going to try and 4-team him. And the payload's just going to continue going in motion. We've got about 1:40 left to really get the first checkpoint going. Plenty of time for the Bobcats. And LeBron James ults out. He's getting slept, though. That's going to really put him out.
Definitely, and the Tracer all coming out on the side of Miami. LeBron James still able to get Alfonso there. Big, kill onto the Miami support. It looks like the rest of the Miami is going to be back, but a immediate shot there from LeBron is going to instantly take down Syrie. Now he's on top of the Tracer. She's able to just barely escape with her life, and with a minute left on the clock, Bobcats need to push this payload quite a bit away from the point.
And mind you that it was smart of them to go for kills back there for LeBron James to chase back to Wu Yang. Wu Yang's almost actually going to be coming out. LeBron James is now nanoed, but as we saw before, he just gets slept. It's going to be a sec before he's back and ready to roll. Time's running out, that we have under a minute to go. 3 kills for the Red Hawks here. How about another one? As they're going to head right back to the control point and force the Bobcats back even further.
Yeah, the Bobcats are going to have to go for a full reset here. They're actually going to have to refight, or reclaim, rather, the rooftop here, as LeBron James is going to try to get up there early, do some poke damage maybe, and he's going to spot that Ana. Ana's going to anti him, so that's going to make it so he can no longer get heals, and as that starts to go away, Sora's going to start picking around as Scooter's going to dive onto him, actually get the kill with the Tracer backing him up, as Muck gets the kill on the Syrie, and
just a bit off.
Barely misses. Muck does not get another. Muck actually goes down to Tracer. And
That was on still alive. He is so low. And, just a shame as they're able to take that. Overtime's likely going to run out here. I don't think Aguisora's going to be able to hold it out for much longer. And with that, in a surprise move, the Bobcats just unable to even get to the first checkpoint. That is very rare to see, especially from a team that really specializes in maps like that.
Definitely, and especially when it comes to a map like Watchpoint Gibraltar, we know the Bobcats tend to excel at this map. So just a little mental reset. I mean, this game is 1-1. You didn't get any points, but you could totally stop Miami here. You know, you have the capability. You can do it. You've done it before against harder teams, arguably. So, I mean, at least on paper. So we're going to see how this forms out. Any major character changes?
Only thing I'm really going to predict is I think Akusora is probably going to switch to either Ashe or Widowmaker. I'd really be confident in saying Ashe, though.
Yep.
Because Kiriko is banned, there's no, and look at that, there's nothing that they can really do to cleanse the dynamite. Which, you know, dynamite, once it explodes, sets fire to the enemy team. There's nothing they can do about that. Unless they just want to keep throwing heals at them, which not exactly the smartest move, especially if it hits multiple people. So, I have to say Akusora's Ashe, that's going to be the big factor here.
Yeah, we're probably going to see the Bobcats push up a little bit further than Miami was at the start here because of how little Miami only have to push this payload 78 meters until they can beat the Bobcats on this map. It looks like
they're having a lot of fun back there.
They're excited about something. I don't really know.
They're making some strange little noises as clock ticks down. And yep, they're just going to throw the dynamite right in there, making sure you get the shit damage going and forcing them back while you still can.
Yeah, and that's going to slow Miami down at least a little bit. And that's what the Bobcats, that's going to be the name of the game, is LeBron James here looking around to see if any of the healers, as Scooter's going to dive onto him. He's not going to get as much damage as he wants. Miami doing a good job pushing this card. It's already pretty much around the first corner, as Topaz is going to have to go back for some healing, and they're going to be able to continue pushing this forward.
Akusora doesn't really have an angle right now, but you know, as he's the main sharpshooter, his both supports get the debuff there. Both of them are going to fall to both teams there. Yeah, that's not the start you want to see. Almost everyone at low HP, and that's a lot of distance that they're going to have to cover, if they can even do that in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, the Bobcats have to start racing back if they want to get another fight on this point. It looks like Scooter's going to try to contest that early, just hold them back as much as he can. He knows that he can just play the clock here. Topaz knows better of that, and is going to try sneaking up, and LeBron James is going to dive onto the Ana. It's not going to be much of an issue for the Red Hawks. It's going to go down onto point, but no Bobcats are there to back him up. He's just too quick. Scooter's going to take him out, and that's going to slow the Bobcats down.
Yeah, that's just how the domino effect happens. And Big Whoop, he's also getting hit with the biotic grenade there. Both LeBron James, Akusora, and Topaz fall, and from the looks of it, that's going to be Miami taking that one, which that's just, can't say I've really ever seen something like that, where OU really they used their own game against them.
Yeah, they did.
That's not something we see all that often, and especially just how calculated Miami was in it. I mean, the way they really started that, throwing the biotic grenade at both supports, knocking them both out, and you know, since it's such a long distance from defense spawn to that area, it's just a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Miami, maybe that's what they were hoping for when it came to tonight, was hoping that the Bobcats picked Watch Point Gibraltar. I mean, this seemed very practiced by them, and good work to them for taking us down on one of our best maps, right?
I'd probably say this and Kings Row are probably the two main ones.
Yeah, so kudos to them. I mean, the Bobcats just not finding the opportunities that they need to find in order to get some more points on this game. Is maybe, is there anybody who needs to step up right now? Anything we're not seeing from anybody that we normally see?
That's what I'm gonna have to think about, because I won't place it on Nerfs. I won't place it on Big Whoop. I mean, you gotta look at it, because he was on Brigitte. That's definitely something that, even though it fits into the team comp, that's not his best character, I'd absolutely say.
Yeah.
I don't think that's him stepping down at all. I don't think that's him taking a lesser role. It's a different role, but it's not the one he's strongest at. That's what I absolutely say.
Yeah. I feel like, obviously you can't point fingers at one player when it comes to a game like Overwatch. I mean, so much is team-based, so much is circumstance. I was expecting to see a little bit more out of Akisora tonight. I feel like he hasn't really, shown off his skills as well as he normally does. But, that can all change in a heartbeat. Like, Overwatch is a game of all mental and confidence. So maybe if the team can support him in the right way, start blossoming like he normally does. My perfect sharpshooter, Akisora. You know how much I love him.
Akisora, you might be saying. You're looking back there. Dexter Pittman with his luscious hair is just giving all the support that he can to his guys. I mean, that's got to be an intense coaching session. I mean, we can hear a little bit of it, but really not that much to really get an idea.
Yeah.
So, gotta wonder what they're talking about right now. I'm thinking they're going with a full shift here. Throw something out really unique that they haven't gone for in a while, because if there's anything that game really showed, it was that Miami knows exactly what OU is good at. They know what they've ran before, and they're using their strengths against them. I mean, you were looking at that Watch Point Gibraltar game. It was almost a pure mirror matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to hurt that. It's just in anything. When someone's own style gets used against them, it just does not feel good. So it's more of a mental reset than anything. That's what they really have to do.
Definitely. And the Bobcats, they found themselves in these situations before. I mean, this five have been playing together for almost 3 years now.
Yeah, you were talking about it.
Almost 3 years now. That kind of caught me off guard. Gosh, I'm getting old. But, so, I mean, these are situations and scenarios that they've all been in before. This is nothing new for these guys. I mean, these guys, like I say, they play constantly. They're always in the servers playing together, whether it be a league or, just regular matchmaking. So, not something they can't bring back for sure. I mean, they've done it before, and they could totally do it again. So it looks like we are going to pick Esperanza. What do you think of that?
That is a map that the Bobcats have either done great on, as we saw with Central Michigan, or they've got absolutely blown out on. As I think we saw with, I want to say, Ball State. What was the team that had that one Sombra that just completely shut down what we were able to do?
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember the team, though. I've seen so much Overwatch, I don't know what to do with it.
It's the last game. We have too much Overwatch in our heads, but I do know what you're talking about. Go on.
Yep, so it was that game where, I guess we'll talk about Central Michigan first, where that was a game where the Bobcats, normally when they're up 2-0, they'll get a little silly. They'll throw out some nonsense, but no, they just went straight to what they were used to doing before, and I don't even think Central Michigan even got like an inch on the bot.
Yeah.
They just completely moved to the other side. But at that same game that I was talking about earlier with the Sombra, they just weren't able to get anything. I mean, Sombra is a character that specializes in shutting people down and also making people mad.
She's really annoying.
She absolutely
I think
is.
she has a play of the game thing, right, where it looks like play of the game, and then she like hacks it. She's like the perfect troll character. I mean, and maybe that's something the Bobcats should consider is, if they want to get into the heads of Miami.
I mean, we call Akisora and Topaz dive masters. I mean, they have their own fair share of Tracer, Genji, Reaper. But to throw out the most obscure dive character, like, it's weird. I'll have to tell people that, hey, dive's the meta right now. Dive's what's good. So then they'll say, like, okay, Tracer, Reaper, Genji. And then Sombra is just, like, the odd one out. It's like, she's in there, but...
Do you really want to be that? Do you really want to be that annoying?
Do you really want to the Topaz Sombra?
Stop playing Sombra, especially if I'm in your game.
Yeah, play something cool.
Yeah, Exactly.
Like Sojourn.
Yeah. Like a real Acusora fan would play.
Yeah, exactly. Any character that Acusora plays, you have to play. That's just a natural fact.
I mean, you've seen so much of his greatness. I hope some of that starts to shine as the Bobcats find themselves down 1 Miami at match point. They're going to have to come back to bring this 2-2 and then 3-2 if they want to win this series. Last game of the regular season here, and we are headed into map number 4.
Map number 4. We're not used to saying that at all, because normally it'll be a 3-0, or no 3 in some cases. But like we talked about, it's gonna be a close one. And not only is it a close one on one of the most dynamic map types that this game has to offer, this is also OU's last hurrah.
Yeah.
This is their final stand to stay alive in this game, and you have to wonder, what could they be doing here? Honestly, I don't remember much of them playing in Esperanza, and we'll just have to see. Like, I know I say that a lot, we'll just have to see. But if you guys are on the edge of your seats right now, I don't know when you'll ever be. This is something else.
Yeah, it looks like LeBron James is going to go for the Malga.
That's correct. I got to remember, you don't know the Overwatch heroes all that well. But
no, I do know.
no.
Definitely not. It looks like he's going to switch the Caster's Curse, of course, messing around in the playroom or the starting room. As looks like both teams are going to be let out to push this robot. They're going to have to push it as far as they can to the enemy team's base, and Miami has to do the same to our base. So it's a huge game of tug of war, or I guess push a war.
I guess technically, yeah, but instead of a giant rope, you just have a giant robot.
Yeah.
Mind you, if you're looking at the small dots on the top of your screen, whenever a team gets to a certain point, they get new spawns, just so they don't have to completely walk back from where they were beforehand. So the momentum can absolutely build on a map like this. Miami's having most of its force on the robot right now. LeBron James luckily get a quick kill off. Actually, no, it's actually Pooter Scooter right there who knocks out LeBron. And it's starting to move in Miami's direction now.
Yeah, Miami getting that first initial push. It looks like they'll be able to get it to 25, 30 meters. As the Bobcats are going to have to try to regroup as Muck and Acusora fall. They're going to start to regroup now as Miami doing a really good job at keeping this early aggression. They pretty much have shut down the Bobcats in every map when it comes to the first fight. But the second fight's normally where the Bobcats bounce back. So let's see it now as they get to the first, almost the first checkpoint. 50, yeah, Miami's going to hit that, and that's going to leave OU to the second team fight of this match.
Yeah, Topaz knows that he's playing against characters. As Acusora gets a quick kill, he's going to have to run away, though. As I was going to talk about with Kiriko, a character that can really do it all. I mean, me and Rue on the previous broadcast talked about Rue, or at least not Rue, but at least Kiriko can practically do your taxes. Like, Kiriko can do just about anything, and headshots are it especially, where Topaz is actually going to swap off from Genji, and that's what he's going to stay with. LeBron James going with the Ramatra here. Guess we've seen that one from him before.
No, we see. I mean, I just from playing the little bit that I do, I know Ramatra is very popular on this map because it's got all those, pellets to shoot or whatever they are. But it looks like he's doing a good job here, LeBron James, at pushing Miami back. They're actually respecting this decision here, and the robot's going to start pushing towards the Miami side as the Kiriko ult comes out on the side of Miami. That's going to be a big issue as Acusora gets 2. Ann's going to take down Muck, and Alfonso's going to take down LeBron James, but Acusora still trying to get this damage here. It's not going to be enough as Pooter Scooter takes down Topaz, and that's another reset for the Bobcats.
Yep, and mind you that it's going in our direction here, so the Bobcats need to get something done before the pressure becomes too much. They get it all the way back to our spawn. Acusora's putting some pressure from the side here, but it's important to know that while Sojourn's beam is great at all ranges, hitting that initial beam build is a lot easier said than done. As the ult's coming out from Pooter Scooter, everyone's locked in the center, but luckily nothing is able to happen.
Yeah, a couple ults coming out there as Muck and Topaz are going to take down 2 DPS for Miami. Alfonso is actually going to take out Topaz in return. And as Miami starts to go back to the high ground here, they're going to push LeBron James off. But the bot is still pushing forward. There we go. Someone from big whoop with 2 there quickly, taking down both supports on the Red Hawk side. And the Bobcats are finally going to be able
and that's
to push
a
this ball. There it is. Big whoop with the 3rd. And the Bobcats finally pushing this robot towards in the right direction.
Exactly. I mean, Big Whoop, look at that. 3 kills from a Lucio. When's the last time you've ever seen that? I mean, I guess with Big Whoop's Lucio, anything can really happen. He's going to try and get another one. But Reaper's just going to be out there real quick. He's getting double teamed. They're going to fall down. And once the Bobcats have finally gotten some momentum going on the robot, LeBron just going to head right back. And, they are screaming back there. I don't know if you guys can pick this up on the mics, but they're getting
under
into it.
siege. It sounds like as the Redhawks, I guess, almost got him, but not enough as he's able to slither away. LeBron James is going to charge into this area with 4 Redhawks standing there staring at him. And all while this is happening, the Bobcats are actually pushing the robot. And Miami's not even going to know as Ekisora takes down Syrie. Booter Scooter's going to take down Muck, and Deadlock's going to, Reaper's going to take down LeBron James, and Big Whoop is also going to fall. But, I mean,
That's
good push there from the Bobcats. They're going to have to reset quickly.
I mean, you look at that play where you had 3 Redhawks focus on LeBron James at the top there, but as soon as he fell, LeBron James wasted the ult. I wouldn't say wasted, but Lucio came out and counter, and everything just kind of fell down from there. And now we're back at where we were before. Miami's pushing the robot towards our spawn, and they're going to have to continue playing defensive end. We've got both DPS ults to work with here, so we're just going to have to let the chaos go for itself.
Yeah, 5 minutes remaining on the clock. Again, the Bobcats have to win this map if they want to continue the series and not get beat by Miami, as Ekisora is going to try to find a little area here where he can take some, a little bit of damage away from the Redhawks. He seems to be finding his place, with Topaz waiting for the rest of his team to show up. And this is the same area where Miami have done, and OU have done a good job at kind of just battling it out here. Miami's done a good job of holding the Bobcats, I should say. And it's just a game of back and forth right now as Topaz is going to dive off the point. He's going to try to get a kill onto the Kiriko. It's not going to work out as Cassie's there to defend him.
Yeah, you know that they're playing good when you have to force Topaz to really play more of a poke style of things. There he was dashing up and down. He really can't get a nice look on the inside. LeBron James, he just got jumped by the entire team, and that's a team kill. No.
Yeah, Miami looking really strong right now. A team wipe coming out from them. But that's all right. Again, the Bobcats, they can come back here. They're all synchronized. They have the same timing now. It's coming around to the last corner, so they're going to have to push this back, but this isn't impossible. 4 minutes left in the clock, and LeBron James is going to be taking that early poke damage. As Reaper gets bubbled, that goes into the ult. It's going to take down, Booter's going to take down Ekisora and Muck. Ekisora only able to get the Reaper, but is it going to be enough? It's not, as Booter gets a third on the Topaz, and Ohio, yeah, they're going to have to push back here quickly.
Yep, as they're getting really close, they can see the robot from their spawn. This is do or die here. We got 3 minutes remaining. If there's any time to really let the momentum rip, this is it. LeBron James has ult to work with. Muck has ult too. I have to see something go here. If they're going to let it rip, Muck's ult's coming out. LeBron James going an absolute warpath, forcing everyone off the point as he can.
Yeah, good kills coming out from the side of Ohio as LeBron James is able to get one and onto the Reaper. Gonna try to get this kill onto the Lucio. It's gonna eventually work out. Big Whoop getting taken down too. The Bobcats, this is exactly what they needed. Their backs against the wall now. They need to push the robot as far as they can. And now that they're all grouped up, Miami's gonna be doing the same. They're gonna start to regroup and try to take down these Bobcats.
Exactly, and as you remember, they've got plenty of time to work with, and that's what the great part of this is. They're not, I mean, Miami's absolutely close to us. Ekisora is the 1 HP hero there, somehow surviving all of that, and he's got 1 more life left in him. Once again, they're slowly pushing the robot, though. They're going to have to get a watch on that.
Yeah, LeBron James trying to knock these Miami players off this upper ground bridge here as Alfonso and the Reaper are going to be taking a little bit of damage, but playing really well together. The Bobcats not able to find an initial pick as Big Whoop goes in with the Lucio ult. It's going to give Ohio a bunch of health into this fight. We're going to try to get some return on it as LeBron James goes in for his ult. Reaper's going to take down Ekisora. LeBron James is going to take out the Cassidy, and Nitrous Oxide takes out one of the OU healers. That's going to be a bludgeon to this push.
You know, Nitrous Oxide really being a common killer for these people right here. I'll tell you, it's not looking great for the Bobcats right now, but LeBron James falls out there. This is where it's the situation we just saw earlier. Their backs against the wall, and while everyone else has to respawn, Miami's only going to get closer and closer to being able to take this one.
Yeah, Miami pushing up. They're at 133 meters and a minute and 30 left on the clock as opposed to OU's 34 meters. Now, OU could totally bring this back into overtime, bring this and push this robot all the way back, but they're going to have to start doing it now. The time has come, and as LeBron James has started to push up, it looks like Miami is actually going to be pretty spread out as Reaper ults behind LeBron James. He's going to take out Big Whoop. Akishora going down to Pooter Scooter. Pooter Scooter getting another on the Muck. LeBron James takes down the Cassidy, but Alfonso closes it out, getting the kill onto LeBron.
Definitely an interesting play there. Seeing Reaper go for almost what was like a solo. I know we didn't have the visual on it because it's on LeBron James, but mainly they're doing what was almost stereotypical of a dive. They're going straight for the back line. Tobet's going to try and get in there, just force out any distraction he can because they are just so close. Get his Akisora the kills on there.
Big Whoop with one, and then Akisora with the third. Okay, that looks really bad for a second.
Yeah, that made me scared for a second, but no, they just know that they're that close. They're getting nothing.
Yeah.
They're going to try as many times as they can. I think if the exact distance is 140 meters, I will be very surprised because it is really close to Miami taking this one. But Top has still some fight left in them.
Yeah, they're going to take this fight as Muck takes down the Alton Cassidy. Pooter Scooter is actually going to trade out Muck. It's Reaper on the point alone here is going to start to do some poke damage on the Big Whoop, but the Bobcats doing a good job at grouping now. They're pushing the robot forward. This is exactly what they need. It's 10 seconds left on the clock. Now, once the timer goes to 0, it's going to send it into overtime, and the Bobcats are going to have to stay close to the robot if they want the game to continue. And now we're there. So the Bobcats cannot leave the side of this robot. They're going to have to push it all the way to the Miami spawn without leaving it as LeBron James goes low onto health. Looks like Reaper's going to take out him. Akisora with the kill on the Pooter Scooter is going to try to go for another onto the Cassidy, but it's not going to be enough.
And with that, that's a team kill, and as much as I hate to say it, Miami takes this one 3-1 and advance themselves in their record. Bobcats fall to 6-3, and Miami, I have to pull up their record real quick. No, they move up to 6-3. The Bobcats are 7-3. Either way, Bobcats, I think, are still top 3 in the playoff standings right now, though.
Yeah. Yeah, so, last game of regular season, I mean, Miami has had the pretty much, and say you could say argue the same as OU as the whole season to prepare for this game, but it looks like Miami tonight came well read. They did their research. They wanted to win this game, and they got in there. They did it, and they left. Any major, what were the biggest flaws from OU this evening?
It's that I think they couldn't respond to something new.
Yeah.
Which I normally don't say that a lot about these Bobcats. Normally they're really great at adapting to what's thrown at them. But this situation where it's weird because they have to adapt to what they're already good at.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Gibraltar, you look at Esperanza, you look at stuff where this is stuff that they know well. I mean, they knew Watch Point Gibraltar like to a T almost.
Yeah.
And Miami just threw that against them. They threw what OU did well and turned it against them, which honestly, big credit to Miami for that. I mean, a respected college, respected esports organization. They do a lot up there, and they just studied us.
Nothing but
how it is.
Nothing but GGs to those guys. And I mean, again, if you're OU, you played a heck of a game tonight as well. Nothing to do. I mean, I know they're going to be holding their heads a little lower because that's just how these guys are. They want to win, but at the end of the day, I mean, both teams playing some really incredible Overwatch.
Really, like as we mentioned, we've never seen something really that close.
Yeah.
For those first 2 or 3 maps, it was anyone's ball game.
Definitely.
And
it was.
Hopefully, it may have been stressful for us at points, and maybe even the players to some degree, but at least it was entertaining to you guys, though.
Yes.
Hopefully, you guys had a grand old time watching this year's iteration of the Battle of the Bricks, that being the Overwatch edition. Sadly, I can't say the Rocket League edition went the same way. But, next semester we'll have the League of Legends edition and Valorant edition, which hopefully I can learn Valorant in the span of 3 months. I really want to commentate that stuff.
Oh, it's not too hard. A little house cleaning before we go. Rocket League stream tomorrow, the last of the regular season. So be there or be square, 8 p.m. on Twitch or in Scripps Hall 001. And also, thank you to our amazing sponsors at OUCU for giving us some nice goodies, always supporting us where they can, giving us some beautiful jerseys, some cameras, and all that stuff to make this all possible. And, of course, Will, the Red Bull, keeping us energized throughout these streams and these crazy Overwatch games. And I think with that, I think it's a wrap.
I mean, hate to say that it is a wrap, It's been great. This has been a great season working with these guys. I mean, A lot of fun. Also, big thanks to everyone on the production team as well. Everyone else in the back in their little corner all the way back there. I know you don't see the work that they do, but it's a lot. You know, whether it's the broadcast itself, whether it's the UI that you see on your screen right now. It's a lot, and you gotta thank them for it. And also, who's gonna solve the tech problems that we have? You know, almost every single day sometimes.
Yeah, it's it's definitely, I like to say, it's a Frankenstein operation we got going on. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of different people, and so yeah, and thank you to you for watching us throughout this entire season and sticking with us through thick and thin here at the Basement of Scripts. Will and I have had a great time casting this season, and I know you're going to be seeing Will's face a lot more in the coming years. Mine, you're going to see a lot less. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you to everybody for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening.
Hold on. One final Bobcat growl for the road.
Yes, one final Bobcat growl.
Obviously, you gotta love a good Bobcat growl. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your night.